Hi everyone. In this session, we will discuss regarding Varignon's theorem, which is also known as principle of moments. As per this principle, it states that the algebraic sum of moments of a system of coplanar forces about moment center in their plane is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same moment center. The same thing I can illustrate by a small diagram. See, now I have here two forces F1 and F2 which start from the point A. R is nothing but resultant of two forces, that is F1 and F2. Now for this I will choose a moment center, so called a point O, and D1 is nothing but perpendicular distance from O to the force F1, and D2 is nothing but perpendicular distance from moment center O to the force F2. D is nothing but perpendicular distance from O to the resultant force R. Now, as per this particular theorem statement, the algebraic sum of moments of a system of coplanar forces. I have two forces F1 and F2 about a moment center. Moment of two forces about a moment center, O is my moment center, in their plane, in the same plane, is equal to the moment of their resultant force about same moment center. So as per this particular definition, same thing I can write in the form of a mathematical relation of F containing F1 D1, F2 D2 and R and D. It tells that F1 into D1 plus F2 into D2, which is equal to R into D. It's nothing but the meaning of this particular theorem I have written in terms of a mathematical relation of F1 and containing F1 and D1, F2 and D2, R and D. Okay, now we need to prove this particular theorem. For that, I will consider, again I have two forces F1 and F2. A is my the point where force starts. R is the resultant of these two forces. Now here the force F1 makes an angle theta 1 with respect to horizontal, F2 makes an angle theta 2 with respect to horizontal, R is the resultant which makes alpha with respect to horizontal. Now for all these forces, O is my moment center, D1 is the perpendicular distance from O to the force F1, same as we discussed in the previous slides. D2 is nothing but perpendicular distance from O to the force F2, and which is represented by OC, and for F1 force it is represented by OB. That distance is nothing but D1, this distance is nothing but OC, is nothing but D2 and D is the perpendicular distance from O to the resultant force R, which I represent as a D. Now to represent angles, if angle between horizontal and F1 is theta 1, then angle between this particular vertical and this particular D1, this nothing but D1 is nothing but perpendicular which is drawn from O to the force F1, it should be theta 1. Now angle between horizontal and F2 force is theta 2. Similarly, angle between this particular vertical and the line from O to this particular OC is nothing but D2 perpendicular to force F2, and that angle is nothing but O2. Similarly, alpha is the angle between resultant force R and horizontal. So now here this particular alpha is nothing but angle between the this particular vertical and this particular OD is nothing but is a perpendicular which is drawn from O to the resultant of R. So now we have three right angle triangles. Now something but the construction I will just explain. F1 and F2 are my two forces already explained. Two coplanar forces acting at a point A. R is nothing but my resultant forces of F1 and F2. O is my moment center, as already explained. D1, D2 and D be the perpendicular distance of F1, F2 and R respectively. Okay, as already we discussed these things. Okay, now for the same diagram we have three right angle triangles. The first, if you consider OAB is nothing but right angle triangle, first right angle triangle. Now this is angle theta 1, this is angle theta 1, this is my D1. Now in this right angle triangle, OA is nothing but hypotenuse. to calculate this theta 1 in terms of cos theta, I will apply the trigonometric relation cos theta 1. Cos theta 1 is nothing but adjacent side d1 divided by hypotenuse OA. So d1 automatically it will be OA into cos theta 1. Now in the second triangle OAC, now this is nothing but my angle theta 2. So this is nothing but my d2, this is d2. So in here this is right angle triangle. Now cos theta works out to be d2 by OA. OA is nothing but my hypotenuse, d2 is nothing but adjacent side. So d2 equal to OA into cos theta 2. Similarly, in the third right angle triangle OAD, in this particular right angle triangle, cos alpha equal to d by OA, d equal to OA cos alpha. Now we have to find moment of this F1, F2 forces about moment center O. We know that moment of force F1 about O is nothing but F into d1, and moment of force F2 about O is nothing but F2 into d2. Similarly, moment of resultant R about O is nothing but R into d. Now F into d1 equal to, we have d1 here OA into cos theta 1. So I will substitute here d1 value. So F1 into OA cos theta 1. Similarly, I will substitute d2 value from here. So F2 into OA cos theta 2. Similarly, I will substitute value of d from here. So R into OA cos alpha. And as we know that R is resultant of F1 and F2, the component of R along x-axis is nothing but R cos alpha, which is equal to summation of all the forces, so called summation of, we have two forces F1 and F2, summation of f of x is nothing but my R cos alpha. Now I will multiply OA on both sides of this particular equation, so called R cos alpha into summation of f of x. So it will become OA R cos alpha, which is equal to OA summation of f of x. So now OA R cos alpha, which is equal to OA into, I know summation of f of x is nothing but f1 cos theta 1 plus f2 cos theta 2. Same thing I will substitute here, f1 cos theta 1 plus f2 cos theta 2, which means OA into R cos alpha equal to OA into F1 cos theta 1 plus OA into F2 cos theta 2. Now R into D, OA R cos alpha is nothing but R into D, which is equal to OA into F1 cos theta 1 is nothing but F1 into D1. Similarly, OA into F2 cos theta 2 is nothing but F2 into D2. Same thing I will substitute here. So final equation is R into D equal to F1 into D1 plus F2 into D2. Hence we have proved R into D equal to F1 into D1 plus F2 into D2. And this particular Briggs theorem can be applied to for any number of concurrent as well as non-concurrent forces. And we will see how it can be applicable for non-concurrent force system. Okay. In non-concurrent coplanar force system, we can calculate magnitude and direction of position of resultant as we know that R is nothing but resultant, which is equal to square root of summation f of x square plus summation f of y square, and theta is nothing but tan inverse summation f of y divided by summation f of x. Same thing I can represent in a diagram where this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is my resultant represented here, and D is the perpendicular distance from moment center to the resultant. Now this is nothing but my theta and this is nothing but my R. Now this is nothing but from O to the where this resultant intercept x-axis I will treat as x-intercept, and the resultant where it intercept with the y-axis I represented as y-intercept. So in this particular diagram, moment about O of this resultant is nothing but R into D. Similarly, D is nothing but from this it works out to be moment about O divided by R. Similarly, x intercept can be calculated as mod moment about O divided by summation f of y. Similarly, y intercept can be works out to be moment about O divided by summation of f of x. It's very important. X intercept is nothing but moment about O divided by summation of f of y is y, not x here. Similarly, y intercept is nothing but moment about O divided by summation of f of x. Thank you.